debate this week, talking about the Minnesota Wild. In the offseason last year and at the trade deadline and whatnot, the blue line saw a lot of turnover. So our question this week was, if you could only keep one defenseman who joined the team within this past year, who would you like to bring back? The options were Kulikov, Merrill, Middleton. Make your pick and give us a reason why, Alex.
Yeah, it's got to be Jacob Middleton. Kulikov was a nightmare, and Merrill. John Merrill's John Merrill. He's a depth defenseman. He's not really going to change much. But I was so impressed with Jacob Middleton. He came from a San Jose team that was really struggling, but he was playing on their top pairing with Erik Karlsson, and he came here and was the perfect fit with Jared Spurgeon. I think it allowed Jared to be more offensive, and Middleton could be the stay-at-home guy and also protect guys out there if need be. And he seemed to fit in really well with everybody. And I think he's the perfect playoff defenseman too. He's what this Wild team was always looking for, was a bigger, rugged defenseman. Mm-hmm. I really liked his play, and he's still 26, 27. Yeah. So he's right in the prime of his career. And he was a guy that had to work extremely hard to make it to the NHL. And I really like his personality. He's a really, really funny interview, and perfect locker room guy too. And so he would be my pick to hopefully bring back, fingers crossed.
That's my pick as well. It's hard to argue otherwise, right? I mean, once you saw what he did when he joined the Wild, it's like, man, I mean, and I think, Kulikov had his moments where he was good. Yeah. He scored some big goals. He was fun to watch. Merrill, like you said, you get what you pay for with Merrill. He's not going to go change your life, but he'll do what he needs to do. Jamie Benn was in and out of the lineup, and when he was in it, he wasn't anything spectacular. But Middleton really came in, and he just kind of, he took the Wild fans by storm. I think everyone loved him so easily and so quickly. I mean, and I'll talk about his skill set in a moment, but I mean, when he joined the team, we interviewed him on the Wild Radio Network post game many a time, and I loved listening to him. I interviewed him with your dad and Fallness on Beyond the Pond one weekend, and I mean, he's just such an easily likable guy that you want him to succeed, and I think he plays that way as well. He really cares about his teammates, and he cares about doing the right thing and making the right plays. And I loved your point about how him playing with Spurgeon allows Spurgeon to be a little bit more free, because when you've got smaller defensemen like that, you kind of need, it's like opposites attract. It's like a relationship almost. You kind of need the opposite style to really balance out that line on the blue line. And I think, to your point, Middleton did that, because he will get aggressive. He'll stand up. If someone comes around Spurgeon and is messing with him, Middleton will be that guy that steps up. He can also make the smart defensive play where he just shuts things down and can get the play moving and whatever. And I really think that the Wild needed somebody like that, especially if you look at what they had this season. You've got a guy like Matt Dumba who likes to jump up into play. You've got a guy like Spurgeon who could use the body like Middleton to help balance him out. Even Jonas Brodin isn't that big of a guy. I mean, he's kind of a lankier, he's tall, but he's kind of lanky. And Middleton really added some size to that blue line. And so I think you bring a guy like him back, even if you lose somebody like Matt Dumba, even if you lose some of those pieces, if Cooley doesn't come back, if Merrill doesn't, whatever, you've got Goligoski, who you re-signed for a couple of years. I really think that would help support that blue line, whatever happens with Matt Dumba, whether he's here or not. And I don't know. I'd have a hard time seeing him go. I do really like Merrill. I do think that he didn't make too many big mistakes. I mean, again, he didn't stand out and wow me as much as a guy like Middleton did, but I don't think he's supposed to, that he is who he is. If you got a guy like Callan Addison coming up, so there's a lot of things that can happen on that blue line, much like last year. Fred, do you have a thought in this up for debate? You want to pick a defenseman? We love making Fred pick something.
I'm embarrassed.
Yes.
Come on, Fred. Pick
you are embarrassing. You left out the mustache.
The mustache.
That's it. Middleton's facial hair. That's the only reason why you vote for him. He walks in the door. I don't care what it is. You're voting for that guy.
See, this is why we ask for Fred's opinion, because he grounds us. He reminds us what's important.
He doesn't have two front teeth. The mustache.
Exactly.
It's like you walk in like that guy. That's a defenseman in the NHL. Come on.
Alex, doesn't Middleton look like Cal Clutterbuck? When I first saw him, I'm like,
100%.
This is Cal Clutterbuck reincarnated. Like, this is what I need in my life, because I loved Cal Clutterbuck when he played for the Wild. He looks exactly like him, does he not?
Yeah, it's a spitting image. It's like, oh my God, this is Cal Clutterbuck Jr. and he's got the same personality too. Yes. So it's yeah, I love, it's so much fun to have a character like him and like Nick Delorier on the team too. Just the screenshots we get of them too, like when they're all hyped up and cheering on the boys. It's hilarious for sure.